Hello, dear friends. When one places oneself at the service of light, one automatically becomes a target of darkness. And that is why my bank account has been frozen and seized again. This forces me to ask again for temporary help through the PayPal donation button on my blog. Opinion piece: Cosmic Rescue, Fall of Sauron, Absurd Cruelty, Toxic Conformity, Recovering the Good, Critical Mass Theory, People, Animals and Plants. Pluto returns to Capricorn. Let's start. The activity during the last quarter of this year has had a good start and will be the basis for reshaping the world, according to Matthew through his mother Susan Ward. Precisely, this last quarter coincides with the temporary return of Pluto to Capricorn after leaving Aquarius for the last time. It is a period of more than 2.5 months in which all the rubbish will come out until Pluto settles back in Aquarius for almost 20 years. On Monday, September 2nd, 2024, Pluto returned to Capricorn for the last time in the rest of the century. The dwarf planet, which has been transiting the Earth since January 2008, will go through its last decrease, and on November 19th, it will return to Aquarius definitively. It will remain there until the year 2043, in one of the planetary transits that generates the most expectations. Pluto's entry into Capricorn will uncover all kinds of scandals. The action in the Earth's energy field reflects what is happening on the ground, and amidst the tumult, the burners, which with bright accessories are achieving unstoppable momentum and are increasing in number. To liberate means to make someone free from what was subjecting and oppressing him. To rescue means to free from danger, harm, work, annoyance, or oppression. Cruelty. When darkness entered that idyllic state of the earth, the puppets of the dark forces infused ferocity in some species of animals and instilled in the human population the desire to be cruel to each other and to animals. I am dismayed that 2 kittens have been killed in my community. I ask for protection from the Urma Feline Alliance. Humanity's betrayal of its agreement and brutal treatment of all animal species on Earth contributed greatly to such a severe loss of light that less than a century ago the planet was in agony. Gaia cried out for help, and many advanced civilizations responded by radiating intense light that kept the planetary body and residents on land and in the seas alive. The abundance of light on Earth is helping to restore the harmonious relationship between human population and animals. It is promising that so-called wild animals are demonstrating trust, that kindness and willingness to help between species is flourishing, and that in an increasing number of humans are conserving the lives and habitats of animals, although some monsters still remain. Warriors. The first volunteers who incarnated as warriors of light had no external sources of enlightenment, but even those who felt like strangers in a strange land knew intuitively that they had come with a purpose. Later, from messages like this and others, they learned that they are natural bastions of the energy of love and light that sleeping souls need to awaken, and they realized that they had the power to change their world, and not knowing who else might have come with the same purpose, each of those volunteers steadfastly radiated light while facing challenges and enduring moments of despair and pain. In the Akashic tapestry of Earth's liberation from darkness, your courageous journey is accompanied by Gaia's deep gratitude to each soul who has helped open the path that leads her back home. Whether you belong to that first wave of helpers or one of its successors, you are honored, thanked, and loved by all beings of light. What happens anywhere affects everything else everywhere. So your service to our universal family on Earth benefits life throughout this universe. Changes. The growing number of nations doing business outside the old system is eliminating the lucrative ill-gotten gains of the wicked. These developments in the international trade and other recent setbacks are causing individuals in the highest positions to defect. Major changes are coming with the implementation of a new world economic system. For the first time in the history of banking and commerce, these industries will operate on stable and honest foundations, and at last the financial playing field will be level for all. There is much talk in the alternative news of a great event that is predicted to occur soon. Years ago, the engineers of the light forces erected a powerful light grid around the Earth to prevent entry of anything in low vibrational ranges. A group with bad intentions would emit low frequencies and would not even be able to approach the grid. The dark entities of the human, reptilian, or hybrid population have ancestry that goes back a long way on the planet. For the past decade or two, UFO sightings have been occasional and always uneventful, so most people are not concerned. They logically assume that the spaceships belong to a benevolent civilization. In reality, they belong to several benevolent civilizations, and thousands of ships are circling the Earth. Some will land when the safety of the cruise and the crowds is assured, and God will tell the fleet commanders when that will be. Faking a fake alien invasion has been an option on the agenda of the wicked ever since the little Greys arrived in the 50s. They have lived in tunnels ever since because they were trapped in third density and unable to return to their homeland. When they refused to participate in a fabricated invasion some years ago, the wicked came up with a plan B, to create a holographic invasion. It is doubtful that they can pull this off in their awakened state, but they are desperate and may still have technologically savvy minions willing to try. If so, the galactic cruise will turn their effort into a dazzling show. Critical mass. The basis of Earth's ascension is the amount of light sustained on the planet. The influx of light from distant civilizations and the continued irradiation of light warriors ensures that Earth continues its steady course toward higher astral planes until it reaches its destination in higher fifth density. That abundance of light has also helped millions of awakened souls to begin their personal ascension path by which to evolve by growing in spiritual and conscious awareness. So, people who believed this would happen during their lifetime entered nirvana so disappointed that they preferred to sleep rather than accept that their bodies died and that critical mass was just a theory then. Other believers are discouraged because they expected to ascend before now, and others are optimistic that after a few more souls awaken, they will all live eternally in a wonderful heaven. Darkness is not the opposite of light, but the absence of light. And hate is not the opposite of love, but the absence of love. There is only light and love, the energy that is cosmic consciousness, and the most powerful force in the universe. The Creator is the only source of that energy, and energy is the only substance from which everything has arisen and will arise forever. Duality. The Creator gave our souls the freedom to choose what they want to do with their energy. These are decisions in which there are opposites in plural, kindness and cruelty, helpful and harmful, honorable and deceitful, good and evil, and what makes them opposing forces is the difference in their vibrations. Frequencies ranging from the highest to the lowest across an unlimited electromagnetic bandwidth emanate from every idea, word, action, and circumstance, from every feeling of joy, pain, comfort, or sadness, from everything that exists. Every divine expression in thought and action is in a high vibratory range, while the opposite is in a low range. And the final opposition is the universal battle between light and darkness that began in ancient times. On Earth, the forces of light are defeating darkness and ending the battle. Telepathy. Telepathic conversation is not just a human thing. That capacity is innate in every soul, and all animals and plants are souls with different levels of consciousness. The mineral kingdom is not alive, but crystals and rocks have consciousness and communication capabilities, as do water, air, fire, and earth, essential elements for life. When God, Gaia, and Sun co-created Terra, the planet now called Earth, telepathic communication was natural throughout the animal, plant, and mineral kingdoms. Each soul and element knew its importance in the interconnectedness of the whole, and every aspect of Terra thrived in symbiotic friendship. The planet then was in its entirety the Garden of Eden. Humans and animals in the food chain made a soul level agreement in exchange for the later providing sustenance for the human population. They would be nourished for a lifetime. Quotes. Messages from JFK Jr. Bible history is being written before your eyes. Be proud. You are part of it. Your children and grandchildren will talk about these years one day. They can no longer hide in the dark. It is happening. You are watching. The world is watching. Have faith in humanity. The major media networks are secretly preparing for the day of disclosure, a global broadcast that will reveal everything. And they cannot hide the truth for much longer. Billions of human beings will watch as the new world economic system is revealed. At that time, a synchronized global broadcast will take place explaining the details of the largest transfer of wealth in human history and the new world economic system. This broadcast will use the ABS and is expected to reach millions of people, providing them with the information needed to understand and accept the changes. People around the world can expect 10 days of communication darkness, where there will be shutdowns, but only in certain areas. The emergency broadcast systems will send out alerts. Banks will be closed. ATMs will not work, and neither will cards. There will be education for people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, broadcasts for 8 hours repeated 3 times a day. Messages. Rise of conformism according to Bruce Davidson. Toxic conformism can be defined as the adoption of harmful behaviors in order to maintain a good relationship with others. Rise of the coalition and Unavoidable Victory by Ismael Perez. This powerful group is orchestrating a cosmic triumph against the forces of darkness. From strategic moves to unprecedented technological advances, the coalition is paving the way for a new era of peace and prosperity. Puffner said, all the screws and bolts of the system have been loosened. The locks are being examined from all sides, and the pullers are taking turns to engage in the rhetoric necessary to push this project through. No one wants to hold it back if they can help it. Everyone is ready to finish off the many moving parts. Kitco News. Hard landing scenario. Recession coming. A hard landing refers to a sudden and abrupt downturn in the economic that follows a period of expansion. Unlike a soft landing, where the economy gradually slows to avoid a recession, a hard landing can take business and consumers by surprise. Cash Rush Daily Message. All the light, love, beauty, and prosperity you have imagined, all the hope for, will soon become a reality. This is the new realm you are preparing to enter. You are at the final door just before you set foot and open your eyes to the reality of paradise in the fifth dimension. It is time to rise in love and allow your heart to teleport you to the next higher consciousness reality. Curious or interesting. The arrival of autumn is the best time of the year to travel anywhere as prices, airfares, and excessive heat drop. Young people from Generation Zeta prefer cultural tourism over party trips. First measurement of the Earth's movement in the universe. Radiant One is a new spaceplane that will replace vertical launch with a rocket-powered aircraft. The explosion of Elon Musk's mega rocket opened a hole in the ionosphere. NASA astronaut says he heard a strange noise from the Boeing Starliner docked at the International Space Station. A giant asteroid displaced Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system. Nuclear fusion, a distant dream, is getting closer to reality. The large gold nuggets were formed with the electricity of earthquakes. The rings of power anticipate the unavoidable fall of Sauron. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.